Today, I'd like us to cover what you should do when your phone is lost or stolen. That means that you have misplaced your phone or someone intentionally stole it. So, what you should do to ensure that you don't lose your personal as well as your banking information. Cell phone theft is common in South Africa, and while many dismiss it as rotten, it can expose your personal data and banking accounts to criminals. Nedbank recently warned that South Africans' high crime rate make it vital that you secure your belongings, whether at home or in public. Although replacing a phone is a big inconvenience in terms of both time and money, many people tend to simply move on from the crime. Given how common it is and how unlikely it is that the device will be recovered, cell phone theft is much more dangerous than it may seem, since it could leave victims vulnerable to identity theft and banking fraud. So, unlike in the past, where cell phones were just used to make calls, now the phones that we are using are smartphones. We have our emails, we have our banking apps. So, there is a higher risk that if you are losing your phone, you might lose a personal information as well as you will be exposed to banking fraud. How is that possible? If you have your email, your Gmail app that is on your phone, what could potentially happen? The person that stole your phone might have access to all your outbox and the inbox. And we all know that your inbox and outbox might have informations like your address, your ID, and all personal information that you might not want everyone to be exposed to. And then coming to banking fraud, how you're going to be exposed to banking fraud is because you're going to have your app. So your app will include your Capitec app, your Nedbank app, Investec app, and all other app that you might be using. In addition to that, we have your Apple Pay. So if the criminals get exposed to your Apple Pay, they might also use that information in order to access your money. Recent statistics analyzed by the Institution of Security Studies reveal a sharp increase in phone theft. According to South African Police Service SAPS, 189 cell phones are stolen on average daily in the country. If your phone is stolen, or even if you misplace it and cannot remember where, act quickly to limit your potential losses. So you can see that if we're looking in South Africa daily, we're losing 189 cell phones. That means that the criminals are well aware that if people can lose cell phones of this much daily, that means they can be able to commit fraud on those cell phones that are lost. As a first point of action, the consumers should call their bank as soon as they realize that the cell phone is missing, to deactivate their banking app and to remove any digital tokens from wallets like Apple Pay, Gemini Pay, or Google Pay. This will stop thieves accessing your money through your banking app and digital wallet. As I've stated above, is that we no longer use cell phone for the intention of making calls. However, our cell phones now, they have our Apple Pay, Gemini Pay, Google Pay, and also all other digital wallets that you might think of. So when we lose our cell phones, the criminals or cyber criminals are then able to access our money through those digital wallets. As a next step, report the theft to SAPS. You must report the theft to the police not only so that your phone can be identified and returned if it is recovered, but also so that the service provider can blacklist the phone with the IMEI number, making it harder for the theft to resell. You will need a criminal case number to submit an insurance claim. 2. And open a fraud case with your bank in the thief self if the thieves steal from your accounts. So now the steps that you should follow when you happen to lose your phone is that you report to your bank so that they ensure that they delete all your banking apps as well as any other digital wallet. Number two, you have to report the matter to the SAPS. How that is it important? It's not only to ensure that SAPS recovers your phone, however, it's to ensure that your cell phone is blacklisted so that it cannot be reused by someone else. Also, in order to make a claim to your insurer, you're gonna need this SAPS number. Nedbank added that consumers should also contact their cell phone service provider to deactivate your SIM card, preventing any unauthorized use, and ensure a new one, ensuring you regain control of your number, the bank said. Changing or deactivated your phone number means that the thieves cannot use it to receive OTP if they require digital banking changes like the new PIN. Though many people may not see the use of insuring their cell phones, Nedbank stressed that this can be invaluable in case where theft has occurred. Being a victim of crime always feels like a violation, and at a time like this, you will be glad that you have insured your cell phone against theft. At last, you will not have to suffer further monetary loss on top of the trauma. Submit a claim to insurer as soon as you have case number. Remember, however, that the theft insurance on your phone will cover the cost of replacing the device itself only. It does not cover any financial losses if the thieves get access to your bank accounts. So, what is also encouraged by Nedbank is that if you have phone, you need to cover it. However, you must keep or bear in mind that the insurer will not cover any loss that you will incur as a result of cyber criminals using your banking app, your digital wallet to access your money. Yes, they will cover for the loss of your phone, which is the phone, but any additional loss that you'll suffer as a result of losing the phone will not be covered by the insurer. And why the insurance is important for your phone, it is important because when you go through this theft or you misplace this phone, you might not be in the position to buy a new phone. And at that point, because you are insured, you'll be in the better position to go and get a new phone without incurring additional huge amount of money. While these steps will help protect consumers' digital banking and finances if their phone is stolen, Nedbank added that it is still better to prevent this crime from happening in the first place. Using cracking technology is one way that the clients can help keep their device safe. Both Apple and Android phones now have Find My Device features. Activate these features to share your phone location with people you trust, and so that you can remotely locate it, lock it, and erase the data on your phone if it is stolen. So what else that Nedbank is saying you should do in case your phone is stolen is that you try to find your device and erase any data that is in your phone to ensure that the cyber criminals aren't able to access your personal and banking information that is in your device. The Find My Device features can be accessible through the official website or app brought from their App Store, not through links in the email, message, or social media. So, what is more important when it's come to downloading the app for Find My Device is that you must ensure that you are getting that from your Android or Apple Store. Why you should do that is because you might be exposed to phishing should you decide that you get it through links or any social media links. So it is important that you always focus on using your app store or your Android to ensure that you only get the apps from the reliable source. However, do not use these features to try to track down criminals and recover your phone yourself. You should pass any location information to the SAPS officers handling your case. So, what is also important is that You shouldn't try to recover the phone by yourself. However, that should be communicated to the SAPS, who will help you to ensure that they track down the cyber criminal and get your cell phone if they believe it is of your best advantage. Use a password manager to generate a strong, unique password for each digital login. Using a variety of strong passwords and changing them regularly helps protect you from cyber criminals targeting your personal data. It is suggested by Nedbank. So why is it important for you to have a very strong password? It is to ensure that if your phone is stolen, you are able to take all the precaution to ensure that they aren't able to access your banking details very quick. So that means by the time they're still trying to track your login details or how to get into your app, by that time you would have maybe deleted all the data in your phone. Maybe your IME number would have been erased. So that is why it is important. If your login details are easy, for example, it is your ID number or it is your date of birth, it will be very easy for them to track the password and manage to access your banking and manage to access your money and transfer it. However, if you have put precautions to ensure that your password is unique and complex, it will not take them few minutes to track down the PIN or the password. So that's the main reason that banks encourage you that you ensure that your PIN is very strong and not easy for anyone to track it. If your phone is stolen, change all your digital bankings, email, and social media password right away. Using a biometric locks such as fingerprints and facial recognition, doing your regular backups, and staying away of latest security threats are other ways users can keep their devices safe. So why it is important for you to always look out for the news and understand what is happening, what are the scams that are coming or are happening in recent days. It is important for you to understand all the scams that are happening so that you're going to be on the lookout and ensure that you are not exposed to those kind of scams. Using fingerprints and facial recognition, how is it going to help you? It because they will not have your finger when they try to open your banking app. They will not have your face either. So in that way now, they are not going to be able to access your bank or your banking apps or digital wallet as and when they're trying to access it. Additionally, enabling your two-factor authentication is also a useful protection tool for cell phone owners. Some websites and email providers do not offer those features or they make it optional. Only use accounts that offer two-factor authentication to log in and make other transactions and choices that setting to add an extra layer of security. Losing food is distressing and having one stolen is even worse, but do not let the emotional upheaval distract you from having immediate steps to prevent further losses. Learn more about cybercrime and how to fight it. So that take us to the end of the topic for today, which is basically how to avoid cybercriminal from accessing your personal details as well as your banking information. So if you can recap from what you went through is that if you happen to lose your phone or misplace your phone, the step number one is that you call your banker, inform your banker that you've lost your phone. It will assist you to ensure that they erase or delete all the app information to avoid the cybercriminal to access your banking information. And number two is that you go and report to the police. So why are you reporting to the police? You're reporting for two reasons. If you have insurance, the insurer will need the SAPS case number in order for them to approve you to get the new cell phone. And then the other reason is that the cell phone service provider will need the case number in order to delete the IME number and then make sure that your phone will not be reused by other users. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this video. I really appreciate to go through with you. If you like my channel, please follow, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.